Hey guys, Poja here, and welcome to my first speedrun video about what could have been my first ever completed run. So, I load into the world and I see that I'm in a desert, so I instantly just start running into it instead of getting the wood on the left, which would have been much smarter, but I just try to push for a temple here. And so, I actually looked around the seed and there's a desert temple literally less than 50 blocks away on my right, but I just went left, so that's unfortunate. But I see a lava pool right there and I punch it so I could try to remember it, but that really did not help. I spent way too long trying to find it after I go to the temple, which is right around this corner, as you'll see in the top right there. And so I realized now that I didn't get any wood, so I start to break some dead bushes so I could get some sticks at least. And in the top left around there, you can kind of see that there's a desert village. I see it right there, and so I know that I have my iron sorted, because even if I don't get a lot from here, I have the golem and I have a bunch of blocks from this, and I have food from the village. So, and I have an enter, which I somewhat remember where it was. So I got a notch apple as well here, a bunch of blocks, and 4 iron. So I just need to get the golem and I'll have enough iron for the enter. So I come out here and I head over to the village, and I'm really slow in this village. I get way too much. I get a bunch of beds, I think 5 beds or something in the end. And I get this tree. I got lucky. This wasn't all desert. I would have had to run a bunch, but instead I spend a lot of time crafting and moving stuff around, like sorting emeralds and enchanted books in my inventory for some reason. But I start to make stone tools and iron pick, and I have an iron left over, and I forgot to craft a stone hoe here, so I craft that, and then I get way too many hay bales. As you'll see here, I get like another bed there, but afterwards, after all the hay bales, I mine all the hay bales here. I get, I think, at least 2.5 stacks of worth of wheat, which is way too much, but better safe than sorry. I do take a lot of damage throughout this run, so yeah, I get a lot of food. Now I'm looking around for the iron golem. I don't really see it, so I go into F5 here, and he's right over there, trying to run away from the village. So I move him over, and then I kill him here, and whiff that, but the rest of them hit, and I think I got 3 iron from the golem, but it doesn't matter since I got 4 from the temple. He could have dropped anything. So I get a bucket, and then I mine these gravel for flint, which I get it, and I can make a flint and steel, and I have everything I need to enter. So I clear out my inventory here. I accidentally throw my shovel in, so I have to go into it and get it. Then I put my shovel back to mine the gravel, and then I continue inventory management, and I get rid of stuff, and I move the beds around, and here's all the bread. So that's over a stack ready. Then there's another stack of wheat, and so it's ridiculous. I should not have gone that much, but yeah. So now I get that water, and I am now looking for the lava pool. You might notice the real game time in the top right went up by a minute. I had to go somewhere for a little, so I'm back there, and I'm now looking for that lava pool that I saw. I knew it was next to a river, so I kind of followed the river. I thought that was it, but it wasn't. And it's pretty obvious in the top right of my screen. There's a bunch of light. I don't see it here somehow, but in a little bit I'm gonna swim across here, and then I'm gonna go a little farther, then turn right, and then I'm gonna see it on my top right. I don't know how I didn't see it the first time, but it's fine. I see it there. I turn around and I head over here, and so pretty easy portal. It's really slow, but it's fine. I got it to the nether, so that's all that matters. So I have everything I need: food, blocks, tools. So far so good. I accidentally placed a block there, but This is a sub 12 enter, which isn't crazy, but I instantly spawn here and I see a bastion right there, so I'm not too comfortable yet with like bastions with that gold armor, so I get this gold here just for gold boots, so I can like go a little slower in the bastion, but especially because at this point I don't know what type of bastion is. I don't know bastions that well that I could just like look at the side of it and tell. But as I tower up here, I come in at this spot here, and then I see that it is a chest room of housing. Yeah, and so I look down there and I realize the route, and top-down housing is my favorite route. And I was trying to eat my offhanded bread there, but it didn't. I just ended up placing blocks, so it takes me a while to actually try to hit a pig. I was pretty nervous. This is actually the farthest I made it into a speedrun. At this point, I never made it to a bastion. I had a couple enters, but up until this point, it was never a bastion. So make sure I'm really far from a pig, and then I start the route. I go down here. That's not the right spot. Go down a little farther. I do 180 here. Hit this pig so that more pigs come down. And there's a zombie pig here, which scared me in the moment because I thought that they wouldn't come down because piglins get scared of them. So I check here if anyone was coming down. See this one guy coming down, so I just started to go down and hope that the rest of them would also follow the route that guy did. And so I get hit there, but it's fine. So I mine these gold blocks. I think it's like 8, or yeah, I think it's 8 for housing and down here. But so I end up getting a good bit of pigs. It's actually 9 of them. I get 9 gold blocks here, and I have enough pigs, so it's fine. The zombie pig one didn't do much. And so I come up here, and then I see right there, that guy was just running really fast. I got really scared, but he ended up being chill. So I thought about killing him, but I was just gonna put him in the hole here. I threw some outside of the hole, so he kind of just stood there, so I had to give him a little nudge. But so that was the route. I was really happy I did it. This is now by far the farthest I made it. So I'd block them with gravel, then a block, and then I mined one down here, and I gave them gold so that they could start trading. And I come over here, and while they traded, I was managing my inventory, which wasn't the best move because I just kept throwing out like leather fire charges, quartz, and like they kept giving me them, so I just kept throwing it out and getting some. Wasn't the best idea. I should have just gone up to the chests here, but it's fine. I was just going for a completion. Oh, I threw out a fire res. I was just going for a completion. It didn't really matter what the time was at this point. This was like, I was just trying to get a first run, but yeah, so I blocked those in. I've most of what I need. I have enough string, and I have enough pearls and fire res for sure. I also have the beds from the village, so I'm just going up to the chests at the top so I can get some obsidian because I only had 8. So I come up here. There's a lot of zombie pigs, but I go over here and I'm trying to build up here, and I jump and I nearly get pushed off by these two, but luckily I stayed on, and I come up and I check the chests. There are no piglins up here, but I checked them really safely anyway. I could have probably just opened them, but it's a pretty big time loss. But I get a gold block there, get a gold helmet too. Then I get another block, and I now have full armor, so that helps because I do take a lot of damage. Then I checked these 2 chests. These chests both had more or less nothing useful, so that didn't really help. So I didn't have any more obby, but I had 18 gold now, and this looks so suspicious, but as I come down here, it was when my stream crashed. So yeah, I traded the 18 gold, and this run was like a little more than 2 weeks from here, so I kind of don't remember it, but as you'll see here in the top right, I now have 12 obsidian, So I know, guys, it doesn't look good. I got 4 obsidian from 18 gold, but it happened, I guess. I didn't cheat, I swear. You're gonna have to believe me here. I don't remember, so I'm trying to believe it too. Yeah. So I fast forward this one a ton because this is my first time like finding a fortress using the pie chart, and when I figured out, I went to I have a Google document of everything I learned for speedrunning, and I forgot what the render distance stuff was. So here I check how to like use the pie chart, and like if I was using the hotkeys right with the Google Doc, and I just run in these little different directions to see if the pie chart changed. And also my stream kind of went down there again, so there's a minute difference, but it's fine. I was just moving around, and I kept on messing with the pie chart, and I definitely have to get better than this. This took way too long just to find the direction, but it wasn't that way. When I went here, it went from no bit of blue in the pie chart to a little bit of blue, so I knew it was this way. So I started running in this direction, yeah, and I used the soul sand to go a little faster. It was good terrain to the fortress, and the fortress is right here. And I take a pause because this is by far the farthest I've gone now. I hadn't gone to a bastion yet, and this was like, I was getting kind of nervous. And this gas is really annoying. He hits me twice there. But luckily I have fire res, so it was mostly okay. So the spawner's right here, which is really lucky. It was just right where I was. And the gas hits me into them, so I get all spooked. And I go back, and this gas is annoying me, so I try to hit him, but I don't, and I'm just like so scared, so I eat the god apple that I had, and I got some rods. I have 3 now, and I get rid of some. I check how much fire res I have left. That guy went flying, that guy went flying, this guy went flying, and then I kill this guy, no rod. So I have a bunch of these guys outside of the bridge, which isn't good. That was mostly my fault, but there's one more guy here. And I think I realized there that there's a spawner over there, so I just tried to kill this gas, and I spam my axe, which is not how I do it, so that just got too much for me, and I went over to this confined one. I kill that wither skeleton, and I get a 1 spawn, and I get a rod from him, and if you notice, I'm at 3 minutes and 20 seconds of fire res, and then I kill this guy for 5. I come back over here and I use the fire res in my inventory, I think. Yeah, and then I realized that it didn't do anything, and I just wasted that fire res. That was mostly just a test to see if it would stack, which the time on the effect does not stack. So yeah, I have 5 rods here. I'm waiting for a spawn. That guy goes flying, mostly my fault. But I kill this magma cube here. I was really nervous at this point. I try to crit this guy, I'll fall down. That spooks me a little too. I get him, and so I'm at 6 rods. And then I build up, and then come over here, no one spawned. And then I go over there, I see 2 spawned, so this is probably the cleanest 10 seconds of the video. Nice 1 hit and crit. This is the cleanest gameplay you're gonna see for me this video. So I have 9 rods, and I realize I have enough to leave. So I block myself in here, and then I pause, because I was from this point on I was probably shaking. I think I was shaking. I was really nervous. I was like, oh my god, I could actually complete a run here. So I was heading over to the blind coordinates, but this hoglin was getting in my way. I was really nervous, so I just ran right through them. I don't know why. There's another guy that I just chose to run right through. So I jump over here, jump onto the tree so I can reset and just eat a little. I wait here a little, go over to this tree. I'm not sure why, but the blaze hits that hoglin, which is pretty funny. I use another fire res. I figure out which direction it is that I have to go. I slip there. But I'm trying to get to the chords 150, 150, because that's like solid first string stronghold blind coordinates. If you don't know what that means, it just means like it's a solid solid place to build a portal in order to find the stronghold. But here, instead of fighting this guy, I think I whiff this. Yeah, I whiff, and then, then I just spam my axe on him and just get him in the hole. My axe breaks. So once again, I'm like very scared. So this is not that my gameplay's like crazy good anyway, but this is really bad. So I box myself in. I placed on my crafting table, and I make myself another stone axe, and that's on like 2x speed. Like, I was going really slow. I was really nervous. So I was trying to get to 150 here. I was around negative 300 0. So I'm just taking this terrain for as long as I can, and I come up here, and there is a hole right there that goes pretty deep. So I was really trying my best to avoid that. The skeleton hits me, and I just start like freaking out. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just running around, like, genuinely no clue what I'm doing. I'm just really nervous, and I just fall right in there. I have so much nerves at this point. I saw it, I knew it was there, but I still just ran into it. Lucky I still had fire res, but yeah, I pearl out of there. Then I make myself bridge out, and surely enough, I think, yeah, I nearly jump into a lava pool there, but I whiff. No, I get him, then I whiff, then I just knock him in. And this next one is like whiff, whiff, whiff. That was ridiculous. But I was really nervous, and I just, from falling in the hole and like not being able to kill a single skeleton, I just decided, like, I'm not gonna take the terrain anymore. I really did not want to lose this run to death, so I just blocked myself in. And then for the next like 7 minutes, I think, I was just mining into the wall, trying to get to 150. Better safe than sorry, but this was like a huge, not huge, the time was already like definitely over an hour. But still, this lost me like 7 minutes that I probably was fine. I had full armor, and I had fire res, so I was probably fine taking terrain, but I couldn't think that clearly. Like, during this, I was really nervous. So I'm at 160, 150, which is close enough. I blind out, and I'm in the ocean, which isn't awesome, because this is definitely the first time I was blinding out of the nether. So I'd rather do it on land, because like I learned how to triangulate, but as you can see here, I do it really badly. So I build out a little here, I throw my first eye, I line it up roughly, it's at about 102 degree angles, and then I learned to go 90 degrees to the right. This is just blatantly 45 degrees to the right, but I don't know, I was really nervous, so just anything I did was off. I go a little short running that way, but that one is 99.7, which was a 0.5 angle change, so I thought it was around 2,000 blocks, which is probably wrong, considering that I was pretty off with how I did the triangulation, but it was fine. Then I because I don't have enough obsidian for a second portal, I just run through the overworld, constantly throwing eyes because I was not confident in my triangulation. But I run a little, then in this birch forest, towards the end of it, I realize I'm pretty close, but it's a mountain and it's a forest, so it's like I threw them, and then like I didn't know where they went, so I knew I was really close by, and I just didn't want to keep throwing eyes, because I knew I had like 9 blaze rods and a bunch of pearls, but I didn't want to like keep throwing until I didn't have enough. That would suck. So I just started digging down here. It ends up being the wrong chunk to land on the starter staircase, but it's fine. I safely dig down, and I end up in the library, and then the rest of this run is just like, it's a train wreck. Like, whatever nerves I had just like trying to find the blind coordinates in the nether was like times like 3 here. Like, it took, I looked at it, it took 20 minutes from when I entered the stronghold to when I find the portal room. This is on 10x speed. It's just ridiculous. Anytime I ran into a mob, I I nearly died of the silverfish here. I eat a golden apple. It's just ridiculous cautiousness. on my part, but I boxed myself in there. So many mobs, and like I investigated like every square inch of this stronghold that isn't the portal room before I find it. I really should have just made sure I was digging down on the right chunk for the starter staircase, but yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I was really just going for a completion. I did not want to lose, but this was pretty bad, pretty boring gameplay. So I definitely wanted to go through it quickly. I don't know why I turned my render distance up. I think I was trying to do what's called preemptive, which is like finding the direction of the spawner, but I obviously had no clue how to do it, so I gave up pretty quickly. And I reverted back to just running around and hoping I would find it. But I started to like block off places I had been, so that I didn't, because I was going in a lot of the same directions that I already went in. A lot more mobs here, and I started killing them like just through the door. I was so nervous. I think, not yet, but I just keep killing these guys and looking around, and then soon I think I hear lava pops, and like I dig for a while, for like 3 minutes or so, to try to find the lava pops, and I find where it's coming from. It's a lava pool. I was really hoping that was going to be the portal room, but it wasn't, so yeah, that was just another time lost to add to the rest of this run. But it was finally here. I don't know how many rooms away it was from the starter staircase, but I found the portal room. I blocked that off. I mined the skeleton spawner, the silverfish spawner here, and now I'm really like nervous. Like the only bit of this run that I have left to do is to kill the ender dragon, which, like, going into this day, like I had some practice one cycling, but after like 20 attempts, I only did it like correctly like twice. Like from the perch to actually doing the one cycle, I'm fine with the one cycle, but it's just like I'm sometimes too late to the perch. But I spent a long time organizing my inventory, do a little shake because I'm nervous, and I spawn in a cage here. So I still have a stack of bread from the village, which is nuts. I should not have grabbed that much food. But I run over here, too nervous to throw a pearl. Just everything I do is so tense. But I really tried not to place a crying out obsidian on the side of that block, which I don't actually. So that's good. Then he fireballed me. I guess I'll call it fireballing, but it's just the dragon's breath. But so he fireballed me there. I usually like to break the torches, but I didn't because of the breath. So I go really far away, and he fireballed me again, which sucks because I'm already nervous enough. I don't need to have this looming over me. So I go even farther away. But the practice map that I use for these one cycles is there's no fog on it, so I can go however far away and I can still see him. And I didn't realize that, like, especially from this far away, there was zero chance I was gonna see him whip around to perch. So, and also he threw like 2 more fireballs at me, and I realized here, like, I cannot see him at all. He could have perched easily there, but so I end up building just closer, and he's right on top of me here. I'm getting ready to build up, and here he throws I get really close to falling off, but I block clutch somehow, just spamming it, and then he does it again, and then I fall into here, and then I just die. But I was like, okay, it's fine. I was really nervous, but it's fine. I go back. Here's when I looked around. I was like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh my god, that just like, I was so nervous. I was like, I have to get back really quick, and I just didn't realize. I forgot that I was in a cage, and this was just a painful 7 minutes just mining endstone, trying to fall out of the world before my stuff despawned. I realized, like, soon, I think I try to turn down my render distance to 2 yeah, there it is. I tried to do that, but I think it was too late. I checked before this. My stuff did despawn, so here was like my reaction in the moment. Overall, this run wasn't really meant to be. It was the first time I did anything past entering the nether, and it was honestly kind of impressive that I didn't mess up anything too badly up until the end. In the moment, I was like so focused and so nervous that I was like shaking from when I had 9 blaze rods to like when I was typing at the end there. You could see how many typos I was making. It was so clear after this run that I needed a ton more experience and practice. And since this run, I did get my first personal best, which I can't wait to make a video on. This run was also 2 days before a speedrunning tournament that was held by Curryway, which I played in. So that video that I'm going to make is just gonna like summarize all my training and how I did in that tournament, which is going to be another awesome video, hopefully. While my memory of this run was like so stressful, looking back at it, it was hilarious to watch from the 2.5 stacks of bread in the village to the stream cut where I got 4 obsidian from 18 gold somehow. Then consulting with like the Google Doc multiple times for the hotkey shortcuts, and like tweaking out trying to get to the blind coordinates in the nether, and spending half an hour navigating the stronghold and then losing the run to punching endstone. It was so funny editing this video. Before I edited the video, I was going to make this video a little more serious, but I had to change it to what it is now because this run was so far from good that I would get clowned if I was trying to act like this was like a serious run. But I'm gonna make a video soon about how I'm gonna route the world and try to beat it as fast as I can as a set seed also, because this seed was actually like really good, like looking back. And I don't want to leave it at a sub 1.5 hour choke. It's too good of a seed. Anyways, I appreciate it so much for watching the video, and I really hope you enjoyed. This video is definitely the most effort I've put into any of my videos so far, so any support means the world. I still have a ton more ideas. I'm not planning on leaving YouTube anytime soon, so subscribe if you want to see any more unique speedrunning content. Bye!